Good morning. I wanted to go through this lesson with you, and this is completing an employee's payroll register. So you can see we have 5 employees down the side. The beginning cumulative earnings means how much they've made so far this year before this pay period. The total earnings are this pay period. So Elliot has made $1070 before taxes, which is called gross earnings. And after he earns this $1070, his ending cumulative earnings, the $196.70, represents how much he's made so far year to date, including that. You're supposed to look up these federal income taxes on a chart in the textbook, but since I don't have the textbook available for you to view online, I gave you these answers. But what you would do is you would go to the textbook on page 268, you would look up one allowance, and you would look for $1070. It's less than $1070, but in that range, and it would tell you that Elliot has to pay $111 in federal income tax. So the orange section is telling us how much of Elliot's $1070 is taxable, and there are certain caps on each tax. Unemployment tax is the first $7,000 that someone makes. Social Security, we are going to use the book figure of $84,600. I apologize, this is $106,800 is the cap. And that means that anyone who makes more than $106,800 does not have to pay Social Security tax anymore. The Medicare has no cap. So if you make $100,000 or $8 million, you still pay that same amount. No cap whatsoever. Everybody contributes the 1.45%. So first we have to find out how much of their earnings are taxable. I'll make the first part very easy for us. Unemployment is the first $7,000 that we contribute towards unemployment tax for others who may be in need. Elliot, Jacob, and Ellen have already made way more than $7,000, so they have $0 to contribute. Spencer and Lyons have not yet hit that cap, and then they make more money, and then at the end they're still under $7,000. So in that case, all of their yellow earnings will be taxed upon for unemployment. As far as calculating the tax, we learn that in the next chapter. Social Security is the $106,800. The bottom 3 workers don't come anywhere close to the Social Security cap, even after this, which means all of their earnings, you can type them or hit equals, all of their earnings, and drag it down, are going to be taxed for those 3 individuals. Elliot already surpassed the cap a long time ago. So Elliot does not have to contribute any more of his paycheck to Social Security. And then we have Jacob. Jacob did not hit the cap at 105.9, but during this period, he will surpass the cap. So he only contributes up till that cap. So the easiest way to do it is some, but not all, of his $1186 in yellow is taxable. So if the cap is $106,800, and he has to contribute just until he gets to that point, he only has $900 left to get him there. So it's not the $1186, it's only $900, and I'm going to make that one red just because it's a little difficult to make sure we know. And Medicare, there is no cap, so you could copy and paste this whole column, or you can click equals and drag it down. So Elliot, being the rich one, still has to pay a percentage of his $1070, but that's it. And then Lyons and Spencer have to contribute all of their earnings. And these are going to be taxed in the blue section. The blue section is for deductions. I already figured out for you there is a math formula that's not an easy percentage, so we use the tax chart for federal income tax. Social Security tax is equal to 6.2%, which is 0.062 on a calculator, times the Social Security taxable earnings. And we do this where we can drag the formula. So nothing times 6.2% is nothing, but when we drag these down, this one took 6.2% of the 900. This one took 7868 of the 1269, and so forth. The biggest error students make is they try to multiply it by the total earnings, and that is wrong. The whole purpose of the orange column is to show us what we need to multiply. Medicare is 1.45%, which is equal to 0.0145, which would be 1.45% times the Medicare taxable earnings, and then we drag that down. Everyone pays Medicare, so that's where we get that number. Total deductions, we will add the 3 in blue. So I'm going to do Medicare tax plus Social Security plus federal income and drag it down. Click the bottom and pull it down. And to find net earnings, which is your paycheck amount, you always take gross earnings, which is total before tax, minus total deductions to give you your net income. That is the total paycheck amount. Drag it down. It shows how much everyone makes. So Elliot made $10.70, but after deductions, his paycheck will be $943.49. The check number would be the checks that would be assigned as each employee would get cut a paycheck. And I'm just going to arbitrarily assign numbers in order. The book will normally tell you which numbers to start them with. And that is how to complete a payroll register.